Hey guys, we've got the entire TFL team here, both Nathan and Andre, because we've got some breaking news for you, and there's a lot of it. Sergio Marchionne, the CEO of FCA, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, outlined the next 5-year plan for, well, all the brands that he thinks matter. And that, of course, includes Ram, Jeep, didn't talk about Fiat, didn't talk about Chrysler. We did a video yesterday, and conspicuous...
No Dodge.
Yeah, in their absence was Chrysler, Fiat, and Dodge. So the brands are continuing, but that's all they said.
Yep, that's pretty much all we got on that. But we do have a lot of other brands up there too.
Yeah, including Maserati and Alfa Romeo. But I think from our point of view, the biggest news came from Ram. So Andre, I think let's get started with kind of the overall picture, and then you do Ram, you do Jeep, and I'll talk about Maserati and Alfa Romeo.
Ram.
Now here's a big number that you have to keep in mind, and that's right here, 2022, because all these new vehicles that we'll be discussing will be out by then. We don't know exactly when, but FCA is saying 2022, and here's kind of the big picture stuff that I think was important. First and foremost, FCA is going to focus on these brands, Jeep and Ram, and repositioning Alfa Romeo and Maserati. Like we said, there was very little mention of Chrysler, of Dodge, or of Fiat, which is interesting for a company that's called FCA. Also, FCA will be dropping, at least we think, in a lot of their passenger brands, not trucks necessarily, I'm talking about brands like Jeep, diesels, and they're moving to full hybrid or electrification, which means that, like the new Wrangler is coming, you're going to see a lot more use of batteries in not just Jeep, but all of these brands. And I think with that, let's get to the big news from Ram. Andre?
Thanks, Roman. Yada, yada, yada. Alfa Romeo, Maserati. This is what I care the most about, trucks. And Ram has unveiled some huge news. TRX, the full high-performance off-road monster truck, is coming. They said by 2022 once again, so we don't know exactly what year it's going to be. But they said that the supercharged V8 will be part of the picture, and we saw that concept in Texas at the State Fair of Texas a couple years ago, so I'm very excited about this. It's going to have a lot of horsepower and a lot of off-road capability baked in. Number two, big news. They said that all new heavy-duty Rams are going to be available by January of 2019. So that's a very specific timeline, and it's only about 7 months away. So cannot believe how aggressive they are with these trucks. So it's going to be really interesting as far as heavy duty trucks are concerned. And number three, they said a mid-size truck is coming. An all new version of the mid-size truck. They didn't name it. They didn't call it a Dakota. So we don't know exactly what it's going to be. We don't know exactly what platform it's going to have. But mid-size truck is coming by 2022. And Ram really wants to push and become the number 2 truck brand in the world. So we'll see if they can do it. Now Nathan will tell you about Jeep.
Jeep is one of the top brands that FCA has. They are super profitable and they're going for it. They're going to push really hard for 2022. Every year they want 2 launches. That's either going to be a new vehicle or one that has been significantly revised. Look down here, electrification across the entire lineup. Weren't they going to do diesels? Well, here we go. 10 plug-in hybrids by 2022. 4 full-size electric models by 2022. Yeah, I know, I'm still kind of dealing with it. Although, a lot of torque out of electric motors, right? So maybe there's something to look forward to. There will be a new A-segment SUV, which goes below the Renegade. There will be a new Renegade. There will be a facelift Compass, new Cherokee, the Jeep truck, JT, the one we've been all waiting for, that's coming real soon. And a Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer, that was part of the speech. He said it, that means they're coming, hopefully. So that's the basic thing. With this all together, all these new models, plus other ones that I'm pretty sure he hasn't mentioned, they're looking to be the most significant brand that FCA has next to Ram.
So let's talk about Alfa Romeo. Now keep in mind that Sergio has said that the crown jewels in the FCA crown are Jeep, Ram, and Alfa Romeo. and Alfa Romeo because it is a world brand that people know. And so out of all this stuff here, I think the most interesting is the fact that they're saying by 2022, 100% of Alfa Romeos will be electrified. So you're going to have battery power in every Alfa Romeo. Now, the next big thing is, of course, the fact that there are 2 new models coming. This one's relatively new. It's been here before and it went away. The new 8C, mid-engined, twin-turbo, 700 plus horsepower, 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. Wow, that's one heck of a car. I can't wait to drive it. And for all you Alfa Romeo fans, there's going to be a new GTV. Remember that? The forbidden fruit, 600 horsepower, all-wheel drive with torque vectoring, and of course, a 4-seater. Now, 7 launches in total by 2022, including the new Giulia, the new Stelvio, and 2 new electric CUVs. So once again, the big news with Alfa Romeo is that we're getting a lot of new and exciting vehicles, and of course, they're all going to be electrified by 2022. I got this feeling that Sergio really likes Maserati. It seems to be the brand that's closest to his heart. And why? Because it's a brand that's been kind of an almost there brand. You know, it's almost a Ferrari. It's almost a Lamborghini. But I think with this new plan, they're trying to make it a competitor to those 2 brands. First of all, the goal is to sell 100,000 units by 2022, which is a lot for a company that sells a handful of cars right now. And how are they going to do that? Well, they're going to do that by, once again, electrifying everything. 2 new midsize SUVs below the Levante, a new Levante, a new Quattroporte, a new Ghibli, and of course they're eliminating all diesels worldwide. Now every Maserati is going to be redesigned and all new by 2022, and that includes a new EV coupe called the, how do you pronounce that?
Alfieri?
Alfieri?
Alfieri.
Alfieri, those guys say? That sounds like, you know, a bad waiter at an Italian restaurant. But we can deal with some facts. It's going to have an aluminum space frame. It's going to be all-wheel drive, once again with torque vectoring, 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. Is that possible? Active aero, and replaces the Gran Turismo, and it's aimed right at the Tesla. So a lot of exciting news. I think we should get the boys together again and talk about what we think is the most significant. All right, guys, so a lot of news. You know, obviously electrification is big, but let me ask you these questions. Out of the new vehicles that they just announced, what are you most excited about? Let's start with you, Andre.
Just one.
Yeah?
Just one. The Ram TRX.
You want that Hellcat?
There's one reason. Every truck brand has to have a halo vehicle. You know, Ford has the Raptor. You know, Chevy's coming out with their Trail Boss line of trucks. And Ram has the Rebel, but there needs to be something right above it.
There is.
Power Wagon! Don't care!
Got there first.
It's not up there. I'm just saying.
But the TRX, I think, is the most significant.
How about you?
Actually, it's not a Jeep product. It's one of the Ram products. Their mid-sized truck. They denied it. They denied it. They denied it. No. JT's coming, so we don't want to compete against it. And then they announce it. So not only is it coming, but because they're saying no diesels, what are they going to do with it? Are they going to put the 2-liter diesel in it? Or the gas engine? Are they going to make it electric? You know, this is crazy. So I'm really looking forward to finding out about that.
Yeah, and for me, it's got to be, once again, a Jeep. Of course, same like you, it's a truck. It's a Jeep truck.
Yeah.
You know, I'm super, ever since they started hinting at that, you know, I've lusted after that truck. It combines the best of both worlds that I love. I love off-roading and I love trucks, and you've got them together. So I can't wait. And we're hopefully going to get a long-term one. That's the plan.
Yeah, but it probably won't be a diesel.
Yeah, it probably won't be a diesel. All right, let's keep going. What do you think's going to happen with the brands that they didn't talk about? I mean, they were very quiet about the brands that, you know, we love also.
Fiat, I think, is going to slowly disappear.
From the US?
Yeah, I mean, they really only have one product that's frankly worth a damn to the American public, and that's the base 500 model. Now that they're doing turbos across the line, the regular 500, relatively, you know, agreeable car, but they need to update that. So are they going to update it, or are they going to keep it as is and then slowly fade out? I think that they're going to slowly fade out. I don't know if they're going to actually push something that frankly hasn't been selling.
How about you, Andre?
Right.
Chrysler only has 2 models that they're selling, the 300,
Right.
which is ancient, and of course the new Pacifica, which is actually selling over 100,000 units a year. What do you think is going to happen to Chrysler?
Geez, I agree with Nathan. I think Fiat is going to slowly disappear from North America or United States. Their sales are continually shrinking. I think they're going to keep Pacifica in some form. I don't know if it's going to be a Chrysler or Dodge, maybe. But what's going to happen with Dodge?
Well, I thought that they would take the Pacifica and rebrand it as a Dodge Grand Caravan. It would make sense. But, you know, I think the key here is to watch where the people that run these brands are going. So recently they moved Tim Kuniskis from Dodge to run
Alfa Romeo
and Maserati, yeah. And I think, you know, when you have a successful CEO that's done really well and then they move him to a different brand, I think that kind of tells you what they're emphasizing in terms of their brands. So I get a bad feeling that when we're here, and it's not even going to be that long from now, we're going to be talking about, you know, the fact that Rip Chrysler, rest in peace. Well, Fiat's never going to rest in peace. Too many ghosts under that brand.
Overseas they do just fine. It's just over here that there's a problem. I disagree. I think that they're going to try to keep Chrysler going. And I think what they're going to do is take products that they were going to slate for Fiat, doll them up a little bit, and put a couple of them with Chrysler. So Chrysler has a few extra vehicles in their brand because only 2 cars right now.
Now, I think it's important to state that this is a 5-year plan, and none of this is set in stone, right? We're kind of looking at aspirations and goals more than reality, but a lot of it is real because to develop a car, it takes a long time.
Oh, yeah,
so
at least 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, so you have to start planning early. So when you're announcing these new models, they're going to have to be coming.
That also means that in some cases, some of these things have been in development. So they're actually on somebody's whiteboard or chalkboard or whatever.
Now the one thing the one thing that was conspicuous in its absence is that we did this video yesterday, right? We talked about Chrysler going away, and if you look at the comments, if you read the comments, that the theme was some people were like sorry to see him go, and some people were like the brand just does not compete today in terms of quality, right? Quality is the one issue that you guys keep coming back to, right?
Yeah, that's across the board.
Yeah, I owned whatever Chrysler, and I wouldn't buy it again. And yet I don't see any quality here, right? I don't see like we're gonna really focus on making these brands tops in their respective categories on any kind of
Well,
list.
this was Sergio's last deal, right?
Yeah.
I mean, ciao Bella, he's out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
About a
next
year,
guy
yeah.
or gal who comes in to run this company, most likely that'll be the platform they're standing on. We are going to increase quality. We are going to increase, efficiency. Those things, the main words that everybody wants to hear, they're going to come out and they're going to say that when they come in.
And Andre, obviously Ram doesn't necessarily have that problem, right? The truck market is so competitive that Ram can't have issues with quality and compete with the big boys.
Yeah, and it's true. And I think they're doing really well already. They're increasing sales, and I think the things we just saw, mid-size truck, new heavy-duty truck to compete with the GM and Ford, and of course the TRX is going to elevate that brand and continue to push it forward. But, are the demons and the Hellcats of the world, are they going to survive? I think they should.
Well, they've just built the last demon. I mean, they literally just put it together and it just recently was built. So whether or not they're going to go to that level, I don't think so. I think that they're going to take the new platforms that they have from the Giulia and they're going to slap those together and create the new versions of the Charger and the Challenger and also possibly the 300.
And make them electric.
Why not?
Because Tesla has proven that electric cars are faster than gasoline-powered cars. Really, they are.
Yeah, and I mean, with this, we're talking about everything on this list pretty much becoming electric within the next few years. The infrastructure's got to be there. There's so many things that have to happen to make this work.
Well, it's interesting, guys, because now we have 2 companies where we know where they're going, right? Ford is going all trucks all the time, and these guys are going
mostly trucks,
mostly trucks,
and crossovers. And
although
SUVs.
there's quite a few cars in here too.
Most of the time. Well, guys, thanks for watching, and remember, you saw it first on the Fast Lane Car. As always, whenever we know anything new, we first put it up on our website, so check out TFL Car and TFL Truck, and then as soon as we can, we produce a video. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. And remember, check out both TFL Car and TFL Truck for more news, views,
and real-world reviews.
Real-world reviews. See you guys next time. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao, Bella.
Ciao, Bella.